In a tranquil village nestled amidst towering mountains, there lived a renowned monk known for his wisdom and inner peace. People from far and wide sought his guidance on how to control their wandering minds. One day, a young man named Arjun approached the monk, desperately seeking answers. Arjun poured out his woes to the monk, explaining how his mind seemed to drift aimlessly, leaving him feeling restless and unfocused. The monk listened attentively and then smiled gently. He invited Arjun to sit with him by a serene lake, where the lotus flowers blossomed. As they sat in silence, the monk reached out and plucked a lotus leaf from the water. He handed it to Arjun and asked him to observe it closely. Arjun noticed how the leaf was buoyant, gracefully floating atop the water. Then the monk took a pebble and dropped it into the water. The ripples disrupted the tranquility, causing the lotus leaf to wobble. The monk looked at Arjun and said, "Your mind is like this lotus leaf. It can remain serene and undisturbed even when the world around you creates ripples. The key lies in realizing you are not the ripples, but the stillness beneath." Arjun pondered over the monk's words. He understood that his mind was influenced by external circumstances, like the ripples in the lake. He asked the monk for further guidance on how to cultivate inner stillness. The monk shared another story, this time about a master archer. He spoke of a bow and arrow, explaining that to hit the target accurately, the archer must have unwavering focus. Similarly, to control the mind, Arjun needed to sharpen his focus. He taught Arjun a simple technique. Whenever he felt his mind wandering, Arjun should imagine himself as the archer, pulling back the bowstring and aiming at the target of his choice. By training his mind to return to a single point of focus, he would gain control over its wayward tendencies. Arjun began to practice the monk's teachings diligently. Over time, he discovered that by observing his thoughts without getting entangled in them, he could maintain inner clarity. He learned to acknowledge and let go of distractions, nurturing the stillness within. Months passed, and Arjun returned to the monk, his eyes shining with gratitude. He expressed his newfound sense of peace and control over his mind. The monk smiled, acknowledging his growth, and reminded Arjun that the journey of self-mastery was a lifelong practice. Arjun left the village, a changed person, carrying the monk's teachings in his heart. Inspired by the monk's stories and guidance, he continued to nurture his mind, realizing that true control lay not in suppressing thoughts, but in embracing them with equanimity and returning to the stillness within, just like the lotus leaf floating gracefully amidst the ripples of life.